Good morning, students. So today there is a new chapter which is the solid waste management. So talking about some definitions or meaning of this solid waste management. What are the meaning of solid waste? What are the functions, objectives, right? So starting with the introduction, solid waste are being produced since humans started living in a smaller or larger societies. It was not difficult to dispose of the solid waste during the ancient period because the population was small and the quantity of waste generated was also small and very vast area was available for the disposal. So in modern time, the size of towns, cities are increasing at very fast rate, and therefore the solid waste generated daily has a very high magnitude, and therefore its collection and disposal is necessary to maintain good hygiene conditions in the society, right? So the term waste implies the thing which has no value at all. So the intrinsic values of material as a resource or an object of further utility has not been fully identified. So because of the high expenses involved in the collection, conveyance, treatment, and the disposal of the solid waste, sometimes enough attention is not given to the nuisance of the solid waste. So it is highly essential to study carefully the meaning of various terms, definitions of important terms, which is given below. Right. So first one is a putrefaction. So microbial decomposition of organic matter accompanied by odor. It's called putrefaction, right? Second is refuse. So it all includes all kind of wastes in a solid state, expecting accepting excreta from the residential, commercial, and industrial area. Next is pollution. So presence in the environment of some substances of such type and quantity that the quantity environment is impaired or rendered offensive to the life. Next is leachate. So liquid that has traveled to the solid waste or another medium and has extracted, dissolved, and the suspended materials from it. Right? Next is biodegradable. So substance that can be broken down by microorganism is called biodegradable. Next is emission, the sum of total substance discharged into the air from the state vent or any other discrete sources. So it is generally applicable to harmful or injurious substances. Next is a garbage. All type of putrescribable organic wastes obtained from the kitchens, hotels, restaurants, etc. in the form of waste food articles, peelings of vegetables, fruit, etc. It also includes animal dung, grass, and leaves, bird excreta, etc. So garbage is the organic waste which decomposes in due course of time, producing odors and health hazard problems. So garbage normally weighs from 450 to 900 kg per meter cube. Next is ashes. So ashes are incombustible waste products obtained from industries, hearth and furnaces. Right. So ashes weigh from 700 to 800 kg per meter cube. Next is rubbish. So all non-putrescible wastes except ashes are known as rubbish. Rages, paper pieces, broken pieces of glass, paper packets, glass, and plastic bottles, broken crockery. Right, this all includes as a rubbish. Next is a composting. So composting is a method in which organic matter present in the solid waste is biodegraded aerobically or known as anaerobically and converted into the humus and stable minerals compound having high fertilizer value. So humus is the solid end product of biodegradation of organic matter. Next is calorific value, number of heat units obtained by complete combustion of unit mass of the fuel. So it's the unit of measurement is kilocalorie or per kg of the fuel. Next is a collection service. So waste is collected from the house and filled in a nearby waste storage vessel. Collection system. So system in which truck carry the filled containers from the various pre-decided location and empty at the site of disposal or transportations or trucks. Empty contents of what storage vessels in the container of the truck at the site itself, and storage vessel is left at the site of refilling again. Okay, so next topic is the classification of solid waste. So depending upon the characteristics of various ingredients of solid waste, it may be classified as a organic and inorganic waste. So talking about organic waste, it includes dry animal and vegetable refuse, cow dung, bird excreta, tree leaves, plastic bottles, ridges, paper waste, etc. Except plastic bottles, this waste decays and produces offensive odors, creating health hazards and regarding quality of life. Now, next is inorganic waste. So this waste includes grit, dust, mud, metal pieces, metal containers, broken glasses and crockery pieces, waste building materials, etc. Inorganic waste is a non-combustible. So solid waste is also classified on the basis of place where it is generated. So the solid waste is classified in the three types, which is domestic solid waste, industrial solid waste, and third is a commercial solid waste. The solid waste can also be classified as a hazardous solid waste and non-hazardous solid waste. Right? So biomedical waste and solid waste from the chemical industries are considered as a hazardous solid wastes, and whereas the domestic solid waste is considered as a non-hazardous wastes. Hazardous soil waste is any solid waste or combination of solid waste that poses a substantial danger now or in the future or to the human, plant or animal life, and therefore it must be handled or disposed of with special precautions or care. So the solid waste containing radioactive elements and wastes containing inflammable constituents of explosive substances are also regarded as a hazardous solid waste. So the solid waste exhibiting any of the following characteristics, it is hazardous solid waste. So first is the ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity, and toxicity. So the solid waste containing flammable substances or explosive substances are also hazardous and solid waste. So next is generation of rate of solid waste and factors affecting it. So the average quantity of solid waste produced in an average Indian city varies from zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.8 kg per capita per day. So the organic wastes are about 55% and inorganic wastes are like 45%. So quantity of municipal solid waste generated depending upon many factors such as food habits, standard of living, degree of commercials and industrial activities, level of education in the people. So the part of waste produced in residence is recycled within the premises. A part is reclaimed by the sweepers and unauthorized scavengers during collection and the transportation stages, and another part by unauthorized person leaving only a portion to reach the site of disposal. So various commercial establishments generate different categories of wastes, which mainly depends on their activities, right? So shops and other establishments generate waste containing large amount of paper, straw, cardboard, packing cases, which are generally non-decomposable. Now, next is the composition solid waste. So the below table shows the average composition of solid waste produced in a typical Indian city. So garbage, it's between 50 to 55% at the disposal site. For rubbish, it's between 10 to 15. For dust and silt, between 20 to 25. For ashes, it's between 10 to 15. So the unit weight of solid waste is in the range of 300 to 600 kg per meter cube, and the calorific value has a range of 1200 to 1800 kilocalorie per kg. The characteristics of solid waste is divided into two parts type, right? Physical characteristics and chemical characteristics, right? So physical characteristics is a study of physical characteristics include the determination of percent contains of various ingredients of the solid waste. So these are the table. They show the physical properties, which is depends on the different populations. Okay, next is a functional element of solid waste management system. So first is a waste generation. Waste is coming at all the sources. Waste storage through the collection service. Waste arrives at nearest collection center and stored in a vessel till it transferred to transportation. Then go to the solid waste connection system, a stationary or hauled container system in which waste is brought at transfer station by collection system, right? Next is a transfer station while it's no processing, and another is a transportation which is processing done, right? So where this processing done, the transportation with and without processing facilities. Then after recovery of the useful material, remnant sent to the disposal site, and finally waste is disposed. Be any methods like landfilling, composting, incineration, pyrolysis, etc., and goes to the disposal facility. Now, on-site handling, storage, and the process. So, on-site handling refers to those activities which are associated with the handling of solid waste, which they are placed in the containers for their storage prior to the collection. Domestic waste is produced in a home, and therefore each home keeps a dustbin for the collection of the solid waste, and dustbin is emptied in a large collection vessel kept by the collection agency. So the large container is picked up and empty it put for the further waste collection. So in multi-story building, the scavenger or house occupier collects the solid waste, and daily the scavenger collects dustbins and empty them into a large container put at the specific location. Commercial waste is also sent to the large collection vessel or the container. Next is on-site storage. So the large containers put for the collection stores the solid waste till it is picked up by collection agency. It is therefore necessary to decide its capacity, location, and the frequency of collection to safeguard public health. So on-site storage needs attention to the type of container used, container location, public health, and aesthetics, collection methods to be used. So talking about containers, types and capacity of containers depends upon the solid waste characteristics, collection frequency, and the space available for the placement. So for the larger size, container capacity for the small to large size is as follows. So for open top and roll off, also called a debris boxes, its capacity is 9.38 meter cube. Uh, right, used with the stationary compactor capacity is 15 to 13 meter cube, and for inclusion having self-contained compaction mechanism, capacity is between 50 to 30 meter cube. So for the medium size, the side or top loading container range in the size of from the 0.75 to 9 meter cube with a typical 3 meter cube size. For small size containers are available in sizes from 60 to 210 liters. For disposable plastic bags are available in the sizes from 50 to 150 liters. So because of increasing cost, there is a tendency to use large container that can be emptied mechanically using vehicle having anti-calculated pickup mechanism. So location of container shall be such that it is the least objectionable to the residents and does not create any order nuisance. So it should be located in such a place where the vehicles can easily pick up and place other empty containers. Third is on-site processing. So on-site processing is required to recover usable materials from the solid waste to reduce the volume or to alter the physical form of solid waste. So the on-site processing operation includes manual sorting, compaction, and incineration, right? So there are solid waste collection techniques here. So first is a house-to-house collection. So in house-to-house collection, the solid waste generated and the stored in individual premises is collected by several methods discussed below. First is a cube services. So the house owner is responsible for placing the solid waste container at the curb on the scheduled day. The workmen come, collect and empty the container and put back to the at the curb. House owner is required to take back the empty containers from the curb to his house. So this figure shows the curb services. Next is alley services. So the containers are placed at the alley line from where they are picked up by workmen from refuse the vehicle who deposit back the empty containers. So the figure shows the LI services. Next one is set out setback service. So set out men go to the houses, collected containers and empty them in the refuse vehicle. Another group of person return them to the house owner's yard. So the figure is shown in this figure. Next is a backyard services. So the workers with the vehicles carries a wheelbarrow or sack or cloth to the yard and empty the solid waste container in it, and the wheelbarrow or bin is taken to the solid waste vehicles where it is emptied. So the collection and the conveyance of solid waste from the streets. The waste are generated on the streets and public places. So the collection, which is responsibility of the civic authority. In developing countries, the collection is manual. So the tractor coupled with a trolley are normally used for the collection and the conveyance of the street waste in a small town. So in cities, storage vessels are located at a roadside and the solid waste is collected and conveyed to the site of treatment by specially designed trucks and medium-sized vehicles. So the collection system design, route fixation, etc. is a complex process requiring scientific analysis of the whole problem, and it is discussed separately in another, right? So